Good day. My name is Robert Dill, and I am the son of the manse. My father was the Reverend Samuel Dill, minister of Alloway Parish Church, and my mother was Agnes. I was their second son, and I was born in the 6th of June 1883 in the manse at Alloway. My father was minister at Alloway from 1881 until 1918. That is 37 years of service. By the time he retired, both my younger brother, John, and myself had died in the trenches. One wonder what his sermons must have made of that. But I am getting ahead of myself. I went to boarding school in England in September 1896 at the age of 13. The school was Marlborough, set up to educate the sons of the clergy. I left school in December 1900, and like many of my school friends, I went straight into the Royal Military College at Sandhurst. All British Army officers were, and still are, trained at Sandhurst. Those were the days of the British Empire, of course, and all Indian Army officers were also trained at Sandhurst. On my graduation in 1904, I obtained a commission in the Indian Army, and so at the age of 21, I found myself an officer in the 129th Duke of Connaught's own baluchis. Quite a mouthful, I agree, but I will explain. The Duke of Connaught was Queen Victoria's third son, Arthur. He had been appointed the regiment's colonel-in-chief in 1883 and was stationed in India until 1819. He was long gone by the time I arrived. As for the 129th, where that came from, I have no idea. The Baluchis, however, are people who live in what was, at that time, known as the northwest frontier of our Indian colony. Nowadays, I believe that area falls across Pakistan or the Afghanistan border. These people were recruited into the British Army and formed the vast majority of the 129th Duke of Connaught's old Balchachus. By the time I was their officer, the regiment had already served in China, Japan, and Afghanistan. The men were all Muslim, and as the son of a Church of Scotland minister, my background was very different to theirs. I can say with confidence, however, that this made absolutely no difference to our working and personal relationships. We treated each other with mutual respect at all times, and they were fine soldiers. Indeed, one of my men, Khadidad Khan, became the first Pakistani to receive the Victoria Cross. Our full dress uniform was made up of a green turban and knee-length tunic piped in red, worn with red trousers and white gaiters. Quite distinct. In 1912, I was promoted to captain. In the following year, on the 4th of September, I married Margaret Pengelly. Our first child, a son named Robert, was born in the summer of 1914. We didn't have much time to enjoy marriage and parenthood, however, because very soon afterwards I was with my regiment in France. We were in action immediately at Holbrook near Ypres. I was wounded there in the same battle where Khan won his Victoria Cross. I am proud to say that I myself was awarded the Distinguished Service Order for my actions there. The citation stated, when wounded by a shell, he continued to fight his machine gun section until one gun was put out of action and the whole detachment of the other gun was killed. Despite my wound, a few weeks later I was back in action. I was lucky enough to be given leave at Christmas time and spent some wonderful days with Margaret and little Robert. It was then back to the front. In September 1915, our second son John was born. Sadly, we never met each other. On the 11th of April 1915, I was killed in action near Arras. I was 31 years old. I am buried in Cabret Rouge British Cemetery in France. I am also remembered on the memorials in Alloy Village and on a plaque inside Alloy Church.